Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now I'm going to show you the inside of my house and some of the updates that we've made since we've been here. I think we've been in the home right around 3 months. Hear that thunder? Storm coming. Anyway, I'm going to show you some of the things that we did, some tricks, some tips that I can give you, especially if you plan on moving here to Chiang Mai, that you might want to do for your home. So here we go. So this is the outside of the house. As you can see, it does have a fence around the house, so that is nice. We do have 2 pets. You'll see them when we go inside. So we needed a house that had a fence around it. So we have this, and it has a gate on the front. It is not automatic. We have to move that with our, push it ourselves, which is not a problem. Now, we do have this carport. So garages really aren't a thing here. They're not as common as you would think. As a matter of fact, I've only seen a few homes that did have a garage. So for all of you in the US that are used to having a garage, you may want to find a home that has a shed or something like that if you really need to have one, because everything that I need for my garage now I have to put on that shelf. And there's one other area I'll show you in a minute. So as we come around to the front, there's not a whole lot of changes here, but now since we're going over tips. So when you're in Thailand, do as the Thais do. So we take our shoes off before we go into the house. So we bought something we could sit on and take off your shoes. Now, what's the tip? Well, the tip is anytime that you put these shoes on, the non-flip-flop ones, check for scorpions. We've had reports from our previous neighbors before that found scorpions in their shoes, so that's something I check for every day now. So we do have a gardener. It came with the home, meaning, that's part of the rent, and he comes like 4 times a week, and he does a really good job keeping up the lawn. He mows, actually does the mowing part once every 3 weeks. Right now it is getting longer. It's because we're still in the rainy season. So there is one other area over here where we have for storage. So we kind of use this as a little makeshift garage. Basically, it just has old luggage, luggage when we got here to the US, that kind of luggage. That's what we keep there. So let's go around back and I can show you some things that may help you in your search for a house here. All right, so as we come around back here, we have a drying rack. Yes, we do put some of our clothes out to dry and let it air dry. We also have a dryer. Now, in the previous video that I did, I got a lot of people going, why do you need a dryer? Just put them on the drying rack. Yeah, okay, quick tip here. Clothes do not dry well in the rainy season. So if you need something to wear and you need it quickly, line drying it while it's rainy and muggy and nasty isn't going to work too well. Another thing is, like, you put towels on this thing and let them dry. When you go to use them, they're like hard as a brick. It's like drying yourself off with sandpaper. So having a dryer is a really nice thing to have. Just saying. So we do have this outdoor area here. We have a stovetop, which I've only used once so far. And we do have our water purification system. We looked at that once before, but we're going to look at it again for all the new people who are watching this channel. So we have bought water before and kind of got sick on it. You don't drink the tap water, that's for sure. So we wanted a way to where we didn't have to keep buying water. So we bought this water filtration system. It's a 3-step. It's made by a company called Pure. You can get it on Lazada. Lazada is the website here. That's a lot like Amazon. So anyway, this has a 3-part filtering system. And ever since we have used this system, we've been a lot healthier, no diarrhea, things like that we were getting from the other water we were buying. So how do you know it's fresh? How do you know it's filtered? When you do it yourself. And this, by the way, cost around $100 US. Wasn't that expensive. And by the way, if you're wondering, what is this house? What is the rent we pay? We pay 23,000 baht for the home, and that includes gardening, and it also includes the fees for the community fees. So yeah, not a problem there. Now, if you remember before when I showed you this, I was showing you all these trees and they were cut back and all that good stuff. And they're longan trees, so it's like a brown grape looking thing. We've seen the people who come and pick all these to sell them. They were out here picking all of them and they got them all taken care of, which I'm glad, because I didn't want them all falling in the yard. So they've already come and done all that stuff. And with the yard, we've got a seating area out here, which we have really never used, but it's really nice. And as I showed you last time, the owner of this house put in all this concrete here because the yard was kind of muddy in these areas. And we put in a swing because Kendall wanted a swing. So I told her we would get her a swing. So there is an outdoor swing for her there. So let's take a look at the inside. So as we go in, one thing we also did is we replaced the lock here, the doorknob. So now it's finger touch and we can go in because it knows our thumbprint. This is our dog Ethel, the Jack Russell, down there waiting for me to come back inside. Now, if you've seen the house before in the other video, you're going to say, wow, it looks a little bit different again. We swapped out some couches. If you'll remember before, there was a couch right over here where this table is, and we had another couch here, and we had bought those couches for our previous home, but it just did not work in this new house, took up too much room. So Kendall was able to swap it out with this furniture over here, which does fit the house. Let me back up a little bit more. It does fit the area just a little bit better. So that worked out real well. Here is a look coming back just a little bit. Now we really have enjoyed having that ceiling fan right there, which is not common in Thailand, but I can tell you it is fantastic. We also have bought some fans like this one right here oscillating down there at the bottom to move the air around here just to keep it cooler, which it is working well. Kendall also found something at an area here in Chiang Mai to put your feet up on. I call them the poofs. So it's these things right here. She got 2 of them, so they work out real well. That was a nice find that she found. We also, so when we first got here, we had, in this main area I'm about to show you, this one little tiny air conditioner for, let me back up and show you the area that it was air conditioning. It was air conditioning all of this and back in this room in the back here, which I'll show you in a little bit. It wasn't able to keep up. So if you look over here, you will see a air conditioner there. So now there's an air conditioner there. It's 18,000 BTU, which the air conditioner guy said was sufficient to do this area. And he was right, because as soon as we put it in and started running it, temperature went down. It was able to keep up with the entire house. And no, we don't have to run both of the air conditioners for it to be cool. This 18,000 BTU one is the only one on, and it feels really good in here right now. Also, you will notice that we've swapped out the dining room table. The other table, the owner said, was 20 years old. That's out. This one's in, which all the wood products here in Thailand are really good, and this one's no exception. Solid, big, wide, really looks good. Other than that, behind me, just different decor than was here last time. We had to make use of that wall. One thing you do need to keep in mind about a lot of Thai homes, there are not a lot of outlets. There's not a single outlet on this wall. A lot of what you don't see because it's behind the couch and behind everything else is a lot of drop cords running everywhere to keep things running that demand electricity. There's just not a lot of outlets in a Thai home. And some of you have asked, what kind of internet do we use? We use a company called 3BB, and actually the router is behind this TV, so you can see it right there. And it doesn't look like much, but it actually does a good job throughout this big house. So we really enjoy having it. So I would definitely recommend 3BB if they do have it in your area. All right, next, let's take a look at the kitchen. So in the kitchen, well, let's talk about Thai kitchens for a minute. A lot of Thai homes do not have ovens. So having an oven in your house is a wonderful thing if you love to bake. This house did have an oven. Kendall's had a learning curve. She had a big learning curve, and she has in our last couple of homes, each oven you have to get used to it. It doesn't have the exact same controls that we're used to in the United States. Things are a little bit different. But anyway, once she cooked a few things in there, she figured it out real quick. So that wasn't an issue anymore. And again, we do have a big, nice sink. This is the second one. The the homeowner, she replaced that for us. We talked about it in the last video. We also talked about, we have this new washing machine that the landlady, and by the way, a new refrigerator, both which work out extremely well. They're working out fine for us, so no problems there. Now, another thing that's changed is well, let's start with this. A lot of homes in Thailand, when it comes to the kitchen, they don't have hot water. A lot of them don't. And Kendall's really wanted hot water because it's easier for us to wash dishes and things like that. So we did have one installed, which, let's see if you can see it under there. It's that silver thing in the far back. So we have one of those installed now, and we do have hot water there in the sink. So we went to Home Pro and we bought it there, and they do the installation and the whole thing, the electrical, the plumbing, all of that. So they did all that for us. Took about an hour, and now we have hot water. And the only other thing we did, and Kendall wanted to make sure I mentioned this. So we have a garbage can here, and we have one that's outside on the back porch. And what we do is we separate the things that can be recycled, we put outside, and the things that cannot be recycled, we put inside. Here in Thailand, they do a lot of recycling. We're just trying to make it easier for them. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the room that's probably used the most, and that's the office. I mean, this is actually a second bedroom or a third bedroom. However, we transformed this one into an office, which is used to edit all the videos that you watch and do all the work that we need to do. So it's got our desks in here, computers, got laptops that you cannot see right now that are in here as well, printers. So it's an area that we utilize all the time, and we absolutely love it. Now the bedroom, I know we've hung up some pictures and everything else, but bedroom's relatively the same as it was last time. We did have this air conditioned service. By the way, when it comes to air conditioners, this is something we didn't have to do back in the US. US, we had central heating and air, and we didn't really do much with it. Here, it's good to have your air conditioner serviced and cleaned every 6 months, which, by the way, so far we've only spent about 500 baht to have each one cleaned. So we only have the two that we use the most cleaned. The other ones that are only turned on if we have a guest, we won't have cleaned unless, it's been a long time. But anyway, so know that's a thing here. If you hear these air conditioners running funny, you may need to get them cleaned. After we had this one serviced and cleaned, it is running real well. We do have a lot of sunlight that comes through here. We have thicker curtains here to actually block out all that light. So if we want to be in here with complete darkness, we can do that. Next, let's take a look in here in the bathroom. There are some tips that I can give you in these bathrooms. Okay, for one, so one of the biggest tips is that most, not all, most Thai bathrooms don't have a whole lot of storage. So we found out that all of our stuff didn't fit on this tiny little sink, as you can see. So Kendall found these little things that they stick, and you just put these things in there, and it's very sturdy. I thought it was going to be chintzy and wouldn't work well. Actually works really well. So we've got 2 of them. That really helps with all of the stuff that goes along with being married and having a woman with lots of stuff. We do have the little area underneath the sink, but it's just flat. There's no shelves or anything on there. But anyway, that's really nice. And then you'll notice, you see down here in the tub, you'll see that square gray thing. You'll also see one there on the floor, and that's covering up the drain, okay? And there's one in the shower, which, it's in the shower. Just trust me on that. It's somewhere in there. There it is. Anyway, we have those there because you'll get this terrible sewage smell coming through your pipes and up into the bathroom. In this is our 3rd home. In all 3 homes, it was the same thing. So I'm going to say that this is a common thing. But when you put those cheap little things over the drain, guess what? That smell goes away. So there's a tip for you on how to have your bathroom smell a little bit better. Now we do have a bathroom. This is the one guests would use. And if you're wondering, why do we have this mat up high? If we put that thing down on the ground, our little mini dachshund who's hiding around here somewhere thinks, oh, that'd be a great place to go to the bathroom. So we have to keep those kind of things off the floor. No, it's not a pee pad. That is for our feet. So we keep those things off the floor. But this bathroom, no updates have been made, but we do enjoy having this bathroom. And there is a shower over here. In case you didn't see this in the last video, we'll show all this again. And let's take a look at our third and final bedroom, which this is the guest bedroom. Now, we're going to have guests here real soon. If you've been watching this channel for a while, I've been telling you that my son is going to get married here in Chiang Mai, and that is coming up. It's October 19th, so it is coming up quick. So we will have guests. My daughter is going to be staying here in this room. So we've got that going on. But anyway, here is what the spare bedroom looks like. And now to show you the most unique room in the house. So here is what we call the wood room. Now we just started using this room more because at first, before we got this Hisense air conditioner right there, the 18,000 BTU, we would just keep these doors closed because it was too difficult to get any air pushed in here. No air conditioner whatsoever. But with this new system, this new air conditioner, it is keeping it rather cool as far as our standards go. I don't know if you can see it over here, but it says it's 84 in there right now. A lot of you are thinking 84, that's kind of hot. You've been in here in Thailand for a while. That starts to seem pretty cool. So we're happy with that temperature. The floor, it looks like a cow. We call it the cow floor. It looks pretty cool. It also looks like our dog Ethel, the Jack Russell. When she walks around, she's camouflaged. Not really, but she does blend in with the floor somewhat. So we do have this one window. We're putting up drapes, which they're here, but we need to get them trimmed down. So we're working on finding somebody to cut those and make it look all nice, because there's a lot of sun in the morning that just comes through here and makes this room even warmer. And if I pan around here, you can see the rest of the room. I like this room. I think it's very cool. I'm glad we're finally able to start using it. And last but not least, we do have two Siamese fighting fish, which are, Thailand fish. Here we've got Blueberry over here to the left, and then we have Maverick, which, by the way, is a color of the flag of Thailand, or many other countries that are red, white, and blue. And we do have this. It's a coat rack, but we use it for helmets. Kind of looks like a helmet farm right there. But it's got all of our bags, umbrellas, all of our motorcycle gear, and things like that. So anyway, I hope this gives you an idea of what it's like to rent a home in Thailand. Not all homes are this style. Of course, there's anything under the sun you can find. But anyway, that is a tour of our home and some of the updates that we made. Thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. If you are moving here to Thailand and would like a one-on-one video chat with me, there's a link down in the description under Buy Me a Coffee. If you feel so inclined to support this channel, buy us a coffee. We'd really appreciate it. We do have a merchandise store, link in the description down below, and we do have Patreon. So anyway, thank you for watching and look forward to other videos here in the future. And until next time, Khap Kun Khap.